going to the police auction to buy a vehicle. Maybe 2. That all depends on how it goes. I might get 3. I have no idea. Or I might get nothing. That's how auctions go because you're bidding. So if I don't get the right price that I think is good for me, then I don't end up buying anything. But if I do get the right price and I do like something out there, then I end up buying it. What's up, team Undirected? Alright, so right now we're about to go to the car auction. Minneapolis public car auction. I'm on my way there right now. I'm gonna be getting there right on time. So let me start driving now. So let's talk about the auction for a little bit and let y'all know what's gonna be happening. Just, you know, I wear this when I go to the auction. It's 2 layers. You know, it's not too cold today actually. It's just raining out. In Minnesota, that's kind of a good thing because usually, I mean, right now in Minnesota, it could be a snowstorm. It could be 15 inches of snow and 10 below. Or it could be, you know, kind of what it is right now. I think we're around, feels like, I didn't look at the weather, it feels like it's about 40 degrees. It's a nice day out, probably gonna be a lot of people there. You know, this tax return season, so it's kind of when you see an influx of people that are more casual buyers and not just, like, throughout the whole year, you got your regular guys that always come. I always go to car auctions. There's regulars I always see there that are there every time. You got your people that come maybe, it's their first time coming, so they don't really understand the whole process of a car auction, especially a police car auction. You got 2 car auctions, and you'll hear a lot of guys on YouTube talk about car auctions, and they go mainly to dealer car auction. All right, public auctions are different than dealer auction. I'm gonna name off the differences between a public police auction and a dealer auction. All right, let's start with the dealer auction. Dealer auctions get their vehicles from banks or people run their cars through a dealer auction. So it can be like, let's say I want to sell one of my cars. I can run my car through a dealer auction. I got a buddy that he'll charge me like $200 to run my car through the dealer auction. And then the dealer auction, 99% of the time they have the key. Most of the time they have older cars at dealer auction too. But at a dealer auction, you can go out there and buy like a 2017 Dodge Challenger Hellcat or something like that, you know, or you can buy like a Jeep Trackhawk or a Nissan Murano, or, you know, you can buy a lot of these high-end cars, you know, 2016 Civic. At a police auction, it's not usually that way. At a police auction, usually you're getting cars that are between like 2005 to 2014. They're usually in not as great condition. Dealer auctions, 99% of the time they come with the key, and you know exactly what you're buying at a dealer auction. That's the main difference, okay? At a public auction, you don't. Dealer auction, they give you the key, they let you go out there, have all the time you want with the cars. You got plenty of time to check all the fluids, check for structural damage, check for leaks. You get a chance to test drive it. They usually got a track where you can test drive the car, you know, do all your tests, and make sure you know exactly what you're buying. And because of that, dealer auction vehicles usually cost much more than public auction vehicles. Public auction vehicles, which I've been going to for a long time and have experience with, are much different than dealer auction vehicles. Public auctions are basically buy as is, which dealer auctions are as well, but you don't know what the hell you're buying at a public auction most of the time. Public auctions are like, okay, I'll give you guys an example. Let's say right now I'm driving, right? I get pulled over by the cops. I got something illegal in the trunk. They take my car, put me in jail. I can't get my car out. It becomes property of the city. They're gonna end up auctioning off my vehicle to the highest bidder. The person that ends up buying my car at a public auction is gonna get it exactly how it is. So exactly how I'm driving it right now, talking to you guys, recording into the camera, is exactly how they're gonna get it. Actually, my camera in this footage would be in the public auction vehicle because the police don't take anything out of the vehicles. Like, you get it exactly how it is. Well, they might take my camera out because it's my property, so they might take it out. They'll probably let me keep my cell phone. Anything else in there, anything in the trunk, my shoes, any of my other equipment, cell phone mount, my cologne, snacks in here, any junk, any trash, it all stays in here. Anything I got in the glove box, paperwork, etc., it all stays in the car. You get the car exactly how the state takes it at a public auction. When you're at a public auction, you're taking a much bigger risk because you don't know what you're buying. At a public auction, you can't start the car, you can't test drive it or anything before you buy it. Some cars have the key. You'll get the keys with the car if it's a situation like I just explained. They pull me over and the keys in the car, the car will come with the key. Now, a public auction can also be, it's a snow emergency or you're parked illegally. Your car's parked in handicap and you leave it there and then the police tow it. You're just gonna get it exactly how the car was left by the person. So you don't know what you're buying. I could be driving this car and the transmission could be slipping and I could have an oil leak and it could be a terrible car and driving horribly and still have the key, and I go to the auction, I think, oh, it's got the key, it's gonna drive great. But when I get in there, it's got a transmission slip and it's just a bad car. So basically the main difference between a public auction and a dealer auction is in a public auction, you don't know what you're buying. You can end up buying a complete lemon, a complete piece of junk, or it could be a great car that, you know, you just got lucky with. And it's an educated, I don't want to call it just luck because it is an educated guess. Minneapolis doesn't let you go into the vehicles at all. They keep the doors locked. You can basically only look at the outside of the vehicle, slide under the car, look under the car, and that's it. And they'll tell you if it has a key or not. They give you the VIN number and everything so you can check that, check the Carfax, stuff like that. But the Carfax doesn't always tell the whole story. Carfax is only going to tell you it went through like a company that reports that type of stuff. If I have Billy Bob in a barn fix my car without a receipt as a cash exchange, then a Carfax isn't going to report that there was a new transmission put in the car. So it only gets reported if you go to, like, you know, a national chain where they input all that information into the database and then it comes up. Or like if an insurance company gets a hold of it and then you'll know, like, oh yeah, it was totaled out or something like that. So Carfaxes are kind of hit or miss. A lot of the work that I do on my cars will never show up on a Carfax because I do them with side mechanics. Usually my friend does most of my car work. And he does a great job, just as good as any shop will do. So yeah, anyways, we're almost at the auction. So when we get there, I'll update you. We'll look at some cars, see if we end up buying something today. We'll go from there. All right, we're here at the auction. Put my hood on. One of them. Got 2 layers on. It's really not that cold today. Alright, lock my car up. Alright, car's locked. On our way to the auction right now. Flip the camera around, let y'all see what's going on. Look at all these cars, man. It's crazy. It's all for the auction. I'm here a little bit late, so they're already starting, but that's okay. I'll be right back after the sign up. When we get in here, we look at some cars, and we go from there. All right. Minneapolis public auction. Got my bid number, got my card. Now I'm ready to bid, so I can go out here and see what we're gonna end up getting. They already started, so we're getting in here. We're gonna see what's cracking. I'm gonna let y'all look at the list. So we're in the auction now. So what did you see so far?
I saw the patio.
Which one? On the left row, way down. All right, so we're gonna skip past all of this because we don't got enough time to look at these first cars. So we're just gonna skip past these. I don't buy nothing I don't look at first. That's not smart. Okay, so you see how this list looks? I'll put up a shot of them. Some of them had the keys. You see that right there? Keys. Most of them don't have the keys. So we don't know how they got here. We got to figure that out. You see, you got a Benz over there. Town and Country, definitely looking for a nice van. Van's got a key. So this is something I'll be interested in. So let's look at this van real quick and see what we got. Now, if you look right here at this sticker up top, it probably came from a dealer auction. Most people probably recognize that sticker. And remember, Minneapolis auction, you can't go in the cars. When I take y'all to St. Paul, you can go into the cars, you can check out like at least the fluids and stuff like that. You can't try and start the car at either auction, but if you look right here, this used to be like a taxi cab, so it's probably got a lot of miles on it. So let's look at the list where we at. So that's that car right there. HHR, these cars are junk. Is this a Lucerna or Lacoste? Look in there. Interior is just filthy in this car. I don't like dealing with really bad interior, especially when it's cloth. When it's leather, it's a little bit easier to fix. Yeah, this Lucerne CSX model. So you guys are probably wondering what the price of these cars. So that Lucerne will probably go for about $500 to $900. It just depends on how people are acting today. You know, you never know. Remember what I said? They take the cars just as they are. Now, if you look in this car right here, board games, books, backpack, still got the face on the deck in here. So this might be a good car right here, because this means that the person wasn't prepared when they took it. A lot of times if you see a car and it's cleaned out, the deck's gone, it looks like it was stripped, that means the car was junk and they left it because it was junk. But a car like this has everybody's stuff in there. I mean, most people are gonna get their stuff out. Look, I don't know if you guys can see that. There's a dollar bill in the console right there. So this might be a good car. It's an ES300. Ford, I'm gonna bid on this Lexus. What year is it? 2005. I'm gonna bid on this Lexus. I got a feeling about this one. And sometimes you just gotta go with your feeling, you know? I will look under the car and stuff real quick just to make sure. I don't see anything broke under the vehicle. See anything that's just an obvious leak. Make sure it still has the catalytic converter on it. Tires look good. Yeah, this is something that I bid on right here. So we're gonna see if we can get this Lexus. If it goes for too much, we're just gonna skip it, because you never wanna pay too much. Sophia's looking at this black Honda right here. Let me see what we got. Now with Hondas are they're just reliable vehicles. Even if somebody beats a Honda to hell, they're usually still good. And if you look right in here, you can see a ticket, impound lot, the date, 1/19/20. So this car just got impounded. It was just on the road, just being driven most likely. As you can see, it still got power, security lights flashing. I think this is a good car. Now the Hondas go for a lot. We're gonna see how much this goes for. But I'll be honest, like a Honda like this, what year is it? 2010 Honda. This is gonna go for probably about at least 1,500 to 2,500. Like for sure. I don't see it going any less.
1,200, I can spend money.
So if you can get this for 1,200, I think it's a good deal.
I can't get this then, 'cause it's the same year.
And this one, look, they just bought this car.
No.
Look.
Dino's Auto.
You see, you never know what kind of cars you're gonna get at the Minneapolis police auction or at any public police auction. They just bought this car literally. Today is March 5th, 2020, and they just bought this car and they already got taken by the police. Crazy. And does it have a key? And it's got a key. So these are one of the vehicles I was talking about. The guy was probably in there drunk driving or had something illegal in the car, got pulled over, police took his car with the keys. He never got his car out, and now it's in the auction. It'll go to the highest bidder. These Pontiacs are usually good cars. They usually got the 3,800 motor in them, so they're usually good runners. No key on this Pontiac, but you can probably get this Pontiac for anywhere from $300 to $700, you know, just depending on how people are acting today. But that should be the going price.
2000 Tahoe.
2000 Tahoe, tinted windows. It's got a flip out deck in there already. These Tahoes usually always run and drive. It looked like it was probably towed. Maybe it broke down and got abandoned. You just got to take educated guesses on these vehicles. It's got really nice tires though, so if you can get it at a cheap price, it's worth it just for the tires alone. And then you can take a shot on if the car starts and runs and drives. That's something that I'll look at and just kind of see where the price goes. If it goes cheap and I get it cheap, I'll get it. Nissan Frontier, Mercury, Trailblazer, Nissan, probably an Altima Maxima. I don't mess with those. That's just too old for me to drive or even want to deal with. I don't know if that's a Chevy Cruze. I don't feel like going back there to check, but if it is, it's junk. You got your old school Cadillac. Got the drop top on the Caddy. Okay. You want to do some restoration work, you can get that. That'll go cheap. Volkswagen, Beamer, Vibe. Now the Beamers are crazy because if the Beamer doesn't have the key, for the locksmith to make the key for the Beamer, he's gonna charge you. He's gonna charge you about $350 for the key. He's charging $350 for the key. Oh, it has a key? Now if a Beamer has a key, you want to look at it. It's definitely something you want to look at. There's still Beamers and they can be endless money pits, so you want to be careful with a Beamer. But if you can get it cheap with the key, I mean, traditionally they usually run, but you know, if you have problems with it, it's just going to cost you a lot. But usually Beamers run pretty well, and the people that buy them, you know, they try to take care of them because they spend so much money on them that, you know, why would you not take care of them at that point? Chrysler 300 all-wheel package. No key on this. No key on this. And if you look right here, I don't know if you guys can see that, it was just towed. When they lock the steering wheel like that, that means that somebody usually towed it. So this probably has problems, and those motors, if they go bad, I bought one of those before, actually from this auction. Timing chain was broke, or timing belt, I should say. I took a complete loss on that. All right. Silverado. This woman's got the key. Now these type of cars right here are what I call like surefire bets. Like I'm about 95% sure that this Lumina is gonna run and drive, being that it has the key, being that it's a Chevy Lumina. And this car is gonna go cheap. This Lumina will go for under 400 bucks, probably less than that. Same with this Honda. Well, the Hondas, they hold their value a little better, so this Honda might go for a little bit more than that, but it's gonna run, it's gonna drive. I can pretty much guarantee it. So if you want a car you know is gonna run and drive, and we're not supposed to go in the cars, but we're gonna look in here and see if it's got power real quick since we're right here. It's got power. It's got a deck in here. You wanna check this? It was just driven. It's got power. This is the car that's gonna run and drive right here, guys. For sure. You got your caddy right here. No key on the Cadillac. Look at the tires on this. Somebody wasn't taking very good care of this Cadillac, and I just tend to stay away from Cadillacs because they just have a lot of issues that I don't like to deal with. We got a Beamer right here. It's probably like an X3, just by looking at the body type. Let me see. Am I right? Do I know my stuff or not? This an X3? X3. Bad 10 job on that. Hey, you can't get a Beamer and get a 10 job. Like, look at this 10 job, y'all. Like, come on, man. You can't. It's disrespectful to the Beamer brand. Like, if they didn't know you were gonna put that 10 job on, they might not have sold you the car. And then you put this cheap flip deck in here. See, I wouldn't buy it just because of that. These guys didn't care about their vehicle. Got a Honda Civic. These cars are just reliable, man. I mean, it's a Honda Civic. This is gonna run. Even though it looks beat up and all that, it might not run great, but it's gonna start up. Jeep Grand Cherokee. Jeep doesn't look that bad, actually. Jeep's all right. I wouldn't buy it. You come right here, and you can see how many miles the oil sticker has to kind of get an idea what the mileage is. This one looks like it had 104,000. It's hard to see. Oh yeah, this one was towed though. You see that it's strapped up, so probably some type of issue with it that you don't want to deal with. Then you can look in the cars and see, like, this one has antifreeze in it. It's got jumper cables. It's just trash inside. I mean, whoever had this car didn't care about it, and it's probably on its last leg. Got an Impala. These Impalas are hit or miss. Transmissions often go out on these cars, and you can just see this one's not in good shape, wasn't well taken care of. Magnum. This one has the key. It's got rims on it. Let's see what type of rims we got. Is them, I'm against them, are 20s, maybe 22s?
Oh, no, sorry, no key, no key.
No key on this. But look at, I mean, yeah. Tires are messed up. Pontiac G6 with the key, tinted. This looks alright. Last Pontiac G6 I bought from here ran really well. Drove it right out. Let's see. You see this one got a whole bunch of oil bottles in the back. Probably want to stay away from that. Usually, I mean, if the signs are obvious, just take the signs. Sometimes people will throw oil bottles in there to try to throw you off, or maybe they'll take the oil sticker out and put one in there that has like 400,000 miles on it to discourage you. But I mean, usually if the signs are there, just stay away from it. I mean, it's an auction. Trailblazer, newer Trailblazer. The steering wheel is locked up so they can tow it, and it looks like they stripped it. So more than likely it has engine transmission problems, and buying that would just be a complete crapshoot. And most people don't win at craps. So I like this van. Let me check this van out. Is this? Make sure your cameras are on at all times. Oh, so this is probably like somebody transporting people. Oh, this is the Lexus.
850 right here. Look at the
850 on the Lexus. Look at
950 and 58. So $1,000 would have been
$1,000 for that Lexus. That's not a bad deal. It's really not a bad deal. I just think there's better deals out there. The key on that Lexus cost you about $350. So. Right, and you don't know if it's gonna run. I think it's gonna, it looked like it's gonna run, I ain't gonna hold you, but it's still a crapshoot. Like, I'm thinking that Lexus about $600 will be good at an auction. If you know it's running and driving, then yeah, you wanna pay $1,300 for it. So that's kind of an idea what the cars go for. The Lexus I was looking at that I told you I was interested in, it went for $1,000 even. After taxes and fees, they'll pay $1,030 for it. They'll pay, you know, $350, $300 for the key. So they'll be driving out in that Lexus for about $1,300, assuming it starts, runs, and drives. That's still the unknown. All right, so we just had something strange happen. The dude, you know, calls the auction. He just stopped the auction. in the middle. He just walked off. Like, that's him right there, matter of fact. I guess he's coming back now. Auction's gonna get back resumed. We still haven't bought nothing yet. We about halfway through. We're looking at some cars on the other side. So we're waiting to get there right now. And when we do get there, and if I do buy something, I'm gonna update you guys with it, and we're gonna see what happens. Actually, any car I'm gonna bid on, I'm actually gonna throw it on camera. You guys can see me bid live action and see if somebody outbids me, if I actually get the vehicle. All right, this is the only vehicle I'm gonna bid on right here. We ain't supposed to do this at this auction, but it's kind of illegal. But I looked under the hood, I checked the oil, it looks all right. I ain't gonna pull all the way back out, but I checked it. Checked over everything looks all right. I did look on the inside, it's got 174,000 miles on it. It's got power, it looks like a pretty good vehicle. The 08 Town and Country, so I'm gonna see if I can get this one. It's gonna be the only one I end up trying to bid on. So when we get to this vehicle, we'll let y'all know how it goes. I think I'm gonna set my price at $800, but I might go a little bit over that. Everything out here is a risk. So you don't really want to go too crazy and end up, you know, getting burned, bad transmission, bad engine, something like that, and then you're into it like $1,500 thinking that you're gonna get a good running car. It looks all right though. I did look underneath it like always. I don't see any crazy leaks under it. We're gonna see what happens with this and when we get here. All right, y'all, we're back. That was like a half a second your time, but for me it was 22-minute drive. Not too bad. Get a chance to warm up a little bit. The wind was crazy out there. Like, I don't know if it's gonna be heard in the footage, but the wind was just terrible. So we're gonna go back out. It's snowing a little bit too. It's like just like sprinkling snow. When I first came out, it was raining. Now I think so. If it's snowing, that means it's below freezing. So it's about 32 degrees or less right now. Probably about 30 degrees. So pulling up to the St. Paul auction now. We're gonna try our luck here and see if we can get a car at the St. Paul auction. This auction's a little bit different than Minneapolis. They let you go in the cars. They don't tell you if the car has the key until you're about to bid on it. So like right when he gets to like Minneapolis, you get to see if it has the key because you got the list, which I showed you guys. But St. Paul's different. They don't tell you if it has the key until they get to the car and they're like, has a key, and then you just know at that point, so then you make a decision. We're gonna see what happens here at St. Paul, and if we don't get a car today, then it's okay. You know, that van in Minneapolis that I wanted, I really capped myself at 800. I went to 1,200 on it, which was something I probably shouldn't have did, but when you're caught in the emotions of it, and the guy that was bidding against me, he just bought the van right before this. We got both of the same vans, and I just wanted to compete. You know, I'm a competitor. It was tough competition. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you outbid me. And it wasn't really a money thing. I could have paid for it, and I think it would have been worth it, but there's a lot of unknowns. If it runs and drives great, I would have paid $1,600, $1,700 for it if I know that, but I don't know that. You don't know what you're dealing with. The brakes could be gone. You need a power steering pump. The engine could be knocking. It could need all kind of stuff. So pulling up to St. Paul, I get in there, we'll get a little more footage, and we'll go in here. About to get these big cars. Go out here, check these cars out. The quality of cars at St. Paul compared to Minneapolis are like way worse. But the cars go a lot cheaper at St. Paul too. It seems like most of them. Some of them go high, but most of them go a lot cheaper. All right, got a big card. So now it's time to go out here, check these cars out, see what we got. It looks like all this stuff over here gets auctioned off. This is banged up. I don't want to deal with a lot of significant interior, exterior damage right now, especially when it's cold. I just don't want to go through it.
Key only.
Fleet vehicle, key only. Fleet vehicle. These are always runners. So this is like a city vehicle, so these are always gonna pretty much run. They got the keys that come with them. They're like from the city and all that, so. Looks good. Does it got the seats in here? Oh yeah. Right here. I bought one of these. I was actually gonna make a vlog on it. I bought one of these. I got it for $25. I got a motorhome for $25. I ended up selling it for $850. Got it from this auction. It started right up, drove out. It was crazy. It was a 1978 Winnebago type motorhome. I like this. I might actually bid on this right here. Right now. I didn't think it was gonna be cold. That's why I pulled them out the first time. Just keep it, just hold it. Just check real quick. All right, so you can check all the cars here. So that's what I like about St. Paul versus Minneapolis. Minneapolis, they don't want you to look at none of the fluids or nothing like that. They just want you to make just a straight, like, just lucky guess on cars, which is insane. Like, at least let's check the fluid. We already can't start it and everything. This is gonna be good right here. And what they do with these vehicles is they'll tell you if something's wrong with them. So, like, the transmission's going out, they'll tell you. So, definitely gonna put a bid in on this. Key and title with it. It's an old cop car. This one's gonna run. Y'all wanna see inside? It's beat up. They took all the cop stuff out of here. This one's gonna run and drive. This is a sure car. Not a bad buy if you just want something to drive. It doesn't look great, but it'll get you up and down the road. So, you know, nothing wrong with this one. The Chevy Silverado. Got a tow package. Acura. Smashed up Honda. Smashed up Dodge. Yeah, I was just talking about that on camera, saying when I bought, she remember when I bought it, I bought it for $25, ended up selling it. Mine was in way better shape than this. This one looks terrible. Like, the one I bought was like, it was good. They're just a headache to deal with, and I just didn't have time for that. It was fun to have though. Audi. These are another one of those cars, if it don't got the key with it, key's gonna cost you a grip. Chevy Malibu maybe? It's like a newer Malibu. It's crashed up in the rear quarter panel. It's just tore off. Don't want to deal with that. Malibu, yeah. Buick, GMC Envoy, Honda CR-V, Impala, banged up, beat up. 189,000 on this Impala. You hear that? That's that actuator door knocking. Remember my Impala video? Same car. This one's got that same knocking noise that I had in my Impala. So annoying. You know why he got his car taken? Big swishers right there. He was definitely smoking, driving. This probably got the key. Then look, I come over here. Yeah, he was high, riding, and then snapped his damn control arm. Bigger nutty start. When I bid on this Nissan right here, I'll put a camera out and let you guys see if I get this. 100 core right here. Looks like the... Okay, so definitely going on with this. But the last Honda I bought from here, it had the same issue and it ran just fine. Got an Audi over here. Try not to slip. It's like icy and like muddy. I mean, just look at this. Chevy. What this is. So much better. You can just go in the cars and check. Got the Pioneer sound system in here. It's not too bad. Interior's not too bad. See, like, this is worth getting a detail on. It's not like it's just like unrepairable. Like, doesn't smell bad in here or anything like this. Let's check the receipt, see when they was last driving it. One of my little hacks I like to do. See if we can see it. What do you get? It's double cheese, no pickle, medium fry. Okay. See, this one was just, oh no, wasn't just driven. That's last year. Yeah, so this has been sitting for like a year, or at least that's the last time. That's the last receipt that's visible. It's Infinity right here. Yeah, I know everybody, I know all y'all watching the video like, man, look at that Infinity, you need to grab that. These Infinities, they're hit or miss, you know, and I'm more of a casual buyer right now. I'm not like, I don't have like a shop and I can't really like just really dig down on these cars, and you know, the labor costs be super expensive, like dealing with these type of vehicles. So it's like G37X Infinity. That's what my guy was just telling me about over on the other side. It's got power. See, it's got the Bose. I mean, this is souped up, and this is gonna go for a lot anyways. So it's like, some of these guys got their own car lots, got shops and stuff, and they can really work on stuff. Like, I just don't have those type of resources right now, but if I did, I'd definitely be bidding on some of these more higher end cars. Look like an MDX. It's actually pretty good condition. Definitely needs a detail. If you look right here, it's just driven 2 months ago. It's got power. It's got coolant antifreeze, so probably has some leaks. Did you look under the hood? That's looking real dry in there. You see that? No fluid in there. So then,
never mind them.
If you don't see no fluid in there, you do want to check the reservoir tank, because that's not always indicative. But you remember, it had the coolant bottle in there, so it's leaking coolant. So they might have blew the engine out on this by running it with not enough coolant. So you'll check the oil. If it's like milky, see if it mixed.
Yeah, it looks like it mixed.
Yeah, I don't know. This is kind of weird. Can't really tell. Right down the Nissan, we're gonna see what happens. I ain't even gonna start bidding until they get to a number where they start to slow down. 1,500. 16.
Yeah.
2,100. Yeah. We could split it. You want to go half? So that one sold for 2,100. It was 600 more than I was willing to spend on it. So we're gonna go to the other side. We're gonna see if we can get something over there, and I'm gonna get back to y'all if we bid on something. We're looking at this Pontiac G6. Now right here you can see it was chalk, so it was on the street and it got towed. So we don't know why it was here. Maybe it got towed because it wasn't running and they didn't want to deal with it, and then it got towed. They're like, we just gonna leave it in there because we know it don't run, or it got towed off the street. They just didn't have the means to get it out. You know, they didn't have the right identification, insurance, the money to get it out, whatever the case is, you really don't know. Looked at a couple of things in here to try to get some tails on it, but I mean, it's super clean. And we looked under the hood. It does got this Ecotech motor, and usually they got like a 3.4 or something in them, but we looked at all the fluids. You can see fluid there. Did check the oil. Oil was good, checked out. It was a little bit low. Checked the transmission. Well, we can't really check because it's a sealed system. I took that cap off though. It's pretty clean though, so we're gonna try to bid on this. Actually, I'm not gonna try to bid on this. Sophia's gonna try to bid on it. It does got this little dent right here I didn't see, but I mean, whatever. It's just cosmetic. Usually you just worry about if it runs and dries, and after that you worry about everything else. Is it worth, you know, doing all the extra type of fixes on it to get it like looking nice? First, you just want to make sure it got a good entry transmission. As promised, we're gonna check out the rest of these cars. When they get to the G37X, I'm gonna see how much that goes for. I'm not trying to bid on it, but I know everybody might be interested in how much that vehicle goes for, so I'm gonna get that footage for y'all. All right, y'all, check this out. My battery died. Look, it says it got half battery, but then when I hit record, and I start recording on here, look, died. So I'm getting the rest of this footage on my cell phone, so I don't know if it's gonna look different or sound different, but we're gonna get this footage regardless. This got the big motor. It's got the same motor you got, right? Oh, you got the 6. You got the 6 point something, right? Yeah, he got the Corvette motor in his. He got a Caprice that's so crazy. I'm gonna have to show y'all his car on the way out, like just super crazy. But it looked like they was doing a lot with this. Running through the mud for y'all to get this footage. So I know y'all wanna know how much that one's gonna go for. And that's what everybody's crowding around. All right, let's see what we got. 2012 Infinity. No key on it. $1,100. It's the car they bidding on. $1,400. 17. 2,200. 25. 26. 2012 G37X. No key. 2,600, that's what it sold for. All right, I had to get that footage for y'all real quick. We'll go back, check out these cars. Yeah, I know. They tripping. All right, we didn't get the G6, so we're gonna keep on looking. All right, we're trying to get this one.
Yep.
Everything we want to get, people keep outbidding us. I mean, that's kind of ridiculous for that. Did y'all see the inside? Let me show y'all the inside real quick. Just look at that. Just trash on the inside. It's a cool car, but whatever. All right, we ain't giving up hope yet. We're gonna keep on looking through these cars, see if we can find something. They got this big pool right here of water. Now I'm not really trying to walk through, but you know sometimes you gotta get your feet wet to get the right deal. I just gotta check these because they be taking the PCMs out of them. Digital scale in here, yeah, we know why this is in here. It's actually good. Get around car. Hold this. Good. How you doing? You got soaked? You should bet on this.
$2,000 Honda Accord. $2,000 Honda Accord. It's car number 89. Sorry about that.
You know what I'm saying?
Get 175. 175. Did you want the 200?
Yeah.
And now 225, and now 250, and now 275, and now 300, and now 325. 320, guys. 325. I sold to you for $300. 128. $300. 128.
All right, y'all, we got this Honda for $3, so we're gonna see what happens with this. It's kind of raggedy, but you know what I'm saying? We're gonna see what happens. Everything looked like it checked out for the most part. So we get the key made and all that for it. I'm gonna let y'all see if it starts real time, see if we failed or succeeded on the Honda. After you buy it, it starts to look worse until you see it run and you're like, oh, this ain't that bad. But if it don't run, then you're like, oh, I made a huge mistake. So you just never know. But it's a nice little get around car. So I think we made the right decision, but only time will tell. So if anything else happens significant, or if I bid on anything else, I'm gonna let y'all know. I'm probably looking at 2 or 3 more cars, so we're just gonna see what happens. We gotta go talk to the key guy, have him start on our key. And I'll be back. I'm trying this Mountaineer real quick, see what happens.
425, your number, sir. The winner's given 123. Car number 101 to 2004 Mercury Mountaineer. 2004 Mercury. Hey, 175, not 200, 175, not 200, 200, 225, 250, 225, 250, 275, not 3. I thought you were 325, not 350, at 350, now 375, 350, now 375, 350, 375, 375, 350 to 228, 350 to 228.
Dang, they messed this one up. Look at that. How does that even happen? Did somebody like destroy their car? Or did they get in a car accident? I don't think it was a car accident because only the windows are cracked. Yeah, it's like jealous boyfriend or girlfriend or something like that.
Another side? The black thing?
Nah, I ain't see that.
Brand new truck.
For real? I do want to see how much this GTP goes for. You want to check it out? You eyeing it? Just for that motor, right?
I just really drive.
Yeah, why not? Right, with that engine, I don't. That's weird. Like, oh, for real? Yeah, I mean, it probably runs. You figured they took care of it. Like, ain't nobody's gonna buy that and just trash it.
Upgrade the wires, no race wires in there.
I'll be right back when we get to this car. See if my man picks it up. 1 second. All right, we on the GTP that we looked at earlier, and we'll see what happens.
Your 2006 Pontiac comes with the key, 175.
I got the key. I knew I had the key. I would have bid on it. Damn.
Key threw it off.
That key threw it off. I was about to bid when he said he had the key.
keys to it.
Damn!
Oh,
It did not need the key.
25-year idea. Now
didn't have a key, I would have had it.
900, sir. 253.
UJ got it though. I know him. He's a good guy.
Number 107.
That's a good buy, UJ. He snuck in there. You ain't say nothing. Yeah.
Hey, that's a V8, man. That's a good roof.
Yeah, that's a big motor in there. How many horsepower? How many horses is that? The Grand Prix?
Like 340, 345.
Oh, 340. That's still fast though. Yeah, might as well just get that out the way. Trying to think if there's anything else. All right, so we did get the one car. We got the Accord, and we're gonna check that one out and see if it runs. I think we made a good decision, but you can only tell when you get the key made and when you see if it runs and drives, because until then, you just really have no clear idea of what you're buying. So we're gonna do that, and I'll update y'all when we get this car. My bad, I meant to show y'all in real time when we got the key made. It's the key right here, and we got the key made. It don't work in this side of the door, so you gotta use it on the other side. They probably changed that door thing. This car actually ran, as you can see. We're not at the auction anymore. We just got the car back. So you guys all met my son, right? So Sophia is my son's mother that you guys all met in my very first video. So we did get this car. We got the key made, $100 for the key, $300 for the car, $25 after taxes. So we're $425 out the door. It started right up. Hold on, wait for this though. Check this out. The heat works and all that. It runs really good actually. Makes a little bit of noise up front, but wait till you see this. Look how many miles it got on it. 318 miles. Crazy, right, y'all? 318 miles on this Honda Accord. See, the seats a little, you know, whatever. Smoked in, all that type of stuff. You know, we get a detail. 21-day permit, that's what you get in Minnesota. When you buy a car, you get the 21-day permit. Other people do like paper tag plates and stuff like that. That had it wired up for sound too. It's got a deck in there. I ain't gonna turn the music on, copyright type stuff. Guess I'll just pop the hood real quick, let y'all look at the engine. I don't know, whatever. Maybe people want to see it. Just get y'all as much footage as I can. Try to cover everything. The tires were good. The back tire was super flat. So we just put a little air. You can hear that, right? Got some stuff leaking in there, whatever. $400 car. It is what it is. See, the dipstick's out. So after I stopped the video, because I only got one hand, and the oil dipstick's out. We gotta put both these dipsticks back in, so I'm gonna do that. One more around the car, and I'm gonna throw those dipsticks in there or whatever. Car started right up. Let me see if there's anything I'm missing. It needed a jump start to start because the battery was super dead in it, but we don't see anything leaking. There's no major leaks on it that's like dripping like out the bottom of the car. All the tires look pretty good. It's a good running car, less than $500. So it's a 2000 Honda Accord. That's pretty much it. I don't really know what else to say about it. I mean, it's nothing spectacular. Y'all want me to do a car review on the 2000 Honda Accord? Everything works on it. All the lights work and all that. So that's what you can get at the car auction. So you guys see it firsthand. We definitely took our time. You know, we could have bought a lot of other cars. I don't know if you can hear that. Power steering pump probably might be bad a little bit, but it drove here just fine. That's it. Day at the auction. It was really fun. I appreciate y'all. Undirected team, team Undirected. We still trying to figure that out. Y'all make sure you subscribe, like, think about the experience. Tell me if you think I should have made different decisions when I was at the auction. Tell me if you would have did something different, all that type of stuff. Oh, and the Nissan Quest van, that van actually did drive right out. I knew it was gonna drive right out. It was a fleet vehicle, went for $2,100. I wanted to cap myself at $1,500, so I stuck with that. I'm gonna put these dipsticks back in. I'm gonna lock this car up, and I guess since I helped her find a good car, she gonna treat me to lunch, so that's really nice of her. Shout out to my baby mom, appreciate that. And I left the lights on, so I gotta turn those off. Her battery's gonna be big dead and then she's gonna kill me. So, turn these lights off. All right, lock the doors, good. All right. Appreciate y'all. Till the next one, I'm out. All right, y'all. Oh, guess who's here? Look how much older he is. This is my first video back since we did the Impala video. That's the little brother right there. That's the middle child right there. So we got Benny, right? We got Benny right there. We got Asante right here in the middle, and then we got Fox right here, right? Then we got Mom right here.
Hey.
I know she probably like I'm looking. Look, I look crazy. Like
I look crazy.
we probably both look crazy. Like we just came from the auction. Like
To go to the auction.
yeah, no one gets dressed to go to the auction. You go to the auction, you just like you trying to be warm. It's cold. Like look, hold on, wait. Here, you just do this. I'm using my phone still because the camera battery's still dead. But just look at the weather. It's like terrible. Like I mean, it started out raining, now it's snowing, and the wind's blowing like sideways. So it's just crazy right now. So we're looking crazy. It is what it is. Giving you the footage. So just got done telling the kids about the car that we got. Let them see some of the footage and stuff like that, and told them about the like pretty much today. Okay, so today was weird. Like, and this is why. Because we went into the auction, and usually when I want to get something, I get the car. Like, I get it. You know, it's usually not really a financial thing. It's usually not it, because I mean, and people overpay for cars at the auction all the time. Like, they'll go and they'll buy a car that they could have bought on Craigslist or Facebook, which can be a hassle sometimes, but if you can get it around that same price and be able to check everything and know exactly what you're buying, then it's usually just a better deal to do that. When you're buying a car at the auction, you want to get a car basically for 50% of its value. I'll say 60% of its value or less, because you're leaving yourself room. But I like to get my cars at the auction for about 30 to 40% of their value. So if I do have to put an engine in it, is it still worth it? So if I buy that Town and Country van that we looked at earlier and it needed an engine in it, the engine's probably going to cost me like $700 to $1,200 to put in, you know, labor, buying the engine used, all that type of stuff. So if I buy the van for $800 and I put an engine in there, obviously it's still not a great deal, but I won't lose on it. I'll still make money on it, or break even, worst case scenario. Because I'll have a van for about $1,800, $2,000, and that's about what it would cost, you know, if I sold it. Maybe a little less, maybe a little more. And if I get it at $800 and it runs great and it runs fine, then I'm making a really big profit on it. So, am I getting off here?
Yeah.
Getting off here. So that's what I look at. So that's what I always look at. And I never fall in love with vehicles, you know, because when you fall in love with something, you end up getting cooked. So, you know, you always got to keep that in mind. Now, with a lot of these cars today, people are overpaying for them. And I feel like the prices that I was setting were good prices. And y'all feel free to let me know if I should have went a little bit more on some of these cars, or if I was just crazy to even try to bid on them in the first place. Everybody has their own strategy when they go to auctions, and y'all are getting my strategy in the way that I do things, which is different than others, as you can see, because people were buying things I would never have bought, you know, at the prices that they were buying them for. I feel like everything has a price, even the most crashed up, banged up, most terrible looking car. If you can get it for $50, I mean, you can make money on it. But, you know, if the car is all banged up and crashed up, or, you know, even like that G37X, like when they bought that and they paid $2,600 for it, you don't know anything about that car. The only person that knows everything about that car is the person that had it last, and it's in there for a reason. So you also got to think about things like, why didn't the person come back? That's a nice car. It's a 2012 G37X. Did they not come back because they're in jail? Okay, yeah, then it's probably a good car. Did they not come back because it's like they blew the engine out, or the transmission's gone, or like, what's the point of getting it out and dealing with it? And I'm not gonna put $2,500 into it to replace the engine or the transmission. So a lot of that stuff is just like things you got to consider, and so you just got to make sure you're always getting a price that works for you. And you know, for me, I always got to leave myself room. But it was a really good experience. What do you think? You like it? She don't want to be on camera. You want to be on camera?
No, of course not.
You don't want to say anything?
I look raggedy.
It doesn't matter how you look. people's not worried about how you look. They're worried about the input that you can give, and you know, like a lot of times, like, I mean, looks mean something, whatever. But at this point, I think everybody knows, like, we're not going to a ballroom dinner or something like that, or like.
I never dress like that anyway.
Like Cinderella dress or something like that. What do they wear at ball? Yeah, they wear like the long dress with the
all dressed up.
and they got like all
dressed up.
jewelry and stuff on. Yeah, she'd be like jeans, t-shirt, you know, probably like some Vans or some Converse or something like that. My kids be the ones dressed. This one right here, he be always trying to like have like phones and like crazy stuff on. And this kid right here, and then this kid right here, they be like trying to dress with stuff. I don't care. I wear nice stuff every once in a while. It just all depends on. I'm not really a big like jewelry guy, clothes guy, but I do got a little. You know, if I want to pull something out the closet, I got a couple. You know, go-tos in there. You know, if I really need to look nice, but for the most part. But now, what I was saying is, they just want to get your input. You know, because you got a different outlook on the way that you buy stuff than how I buy stuff. You know, like so. When you kind of like tell them like, yo, like this is what I think. I like Buicks and he likes Hondas or whatever the case is, and they just
I am more of a sporty, fast type car girl, so.
Yeah, and if you look at her history, when she be buying cars from the auction, she does be getting like, she'll get like Acuras, like I don't know, like what's that? The Acura CL, Acura RL, those type of cars, and she does like the little fast like. Even like she'll get like a coupe or something, even though got all these kids, she'll still want to like get a coupe or something like that. Be like, y'all just gotta pack back there. So, but y'all still small enough to fit in a coupe, but they about to hit their growth spurt, so that's why I be trying to get like vans and stuff too. Like if I get a really good van, then I can like haul these guys around and stuff. We're not like all like on top of each other like we are in the Civic right now, but we're gonna keep on upgrading. And one day we're gonna get like our dream like van. It's gonna have like PlayStations and all that type of stuff. We're gonna be able to like play video games and all that. But we just made it to the restaurant. We just made it to the restaurant.
Oh yeah, this day.
So we're gonna go in here. We're gonna get some tacos or burritos or quesadillas or whatever. Still haven't solved the Rubik's Cube. We've been working on that forever.
How would you so upside?
So yeah, I'll wrap this video up a little bit later. I'll give y'all my thoughts, my complete thoughts, my one-on-one thoughts on how I felt about today and how I felt like it went and things I can improve and
don't you
give a little more
you better get some stuff you know you can eat.
Give a little more insight on things and a little more information, and then we're gonna go from there. We're gonna move on to the next video. That's how we doing it. So I'm out. Peace.
Jeez. So 3 at 309. Oh, because to add rice is $1.77.
He always trying to be in the camera.
3 times.
I don't know what.
He always trying to be in the camera, but then get shy. You want to say something? Go ahead. You can talk.
That's why. Yeah.
What you got to say?
Ben, you need to be a
Girl, you got the floor.
I'm trying to be an adult.
Okay, so that is just that.
You got anything interesting to say?
No.
How do you feel about the Sonic movie? How about that? We went to go see the Sonic movie about 2 weeks ago. We seen it in theaters. Give me your review of the Sonic movie in your words.
So your brain
So my review is that
Speak
it
up.
was pretty cool.
Is that on camera?
He want to be on camera, so I'm giving it to him. That's what he wanted.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, so the Sonic movie was pretty cool.
I don't care.
It's okay. Okay, I'm not.
I'm gonna have to cut this footage.
That,
You-
I watched Sonic movie.
okay.
After that, I saw Sonic do a lot of funny things. Like he also hit a goal.
This guy weird. All right, here. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna help you out. All right. I'm gonna interview you. So all you gotta do is answer my questions. All right. So if you could rate the Sonic movie 1 out of 10, what would you give it? 10 being the highest.
A 10.
So you give it a 10. Okay. Did you like the way the Sonic character looked?
Yes.
Okay. Do you like the way Robotnik was in the movie? Did you like him as a villain?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me your favorite part of the movie.
the favorite part one is when he hit the car and it turned into a little car. So then he exploded.
What part was that? I don't remember that part.
I remember the part when he got called the Blue Devil and Dr. N was after him.
Oh, when they called him Blue Devil? Yeah. All right, that's cool. That's cool.
Okay.
Okay, so let's see. Are you looking forward to Sonic 2?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to Sonic 2 too. Because at the end of the movie, it's been like 2 weeks, so we could say.
Yeah, so there was Tails.
Yeah. Tails came out at the end of the movie looking for Sonic. Like, so that's going to be crazy. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
And, all right, so that's your first movie review. So, you know, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
He gave Sonic a 10 out of 10. And I'm not going to lie, other than them trying to promote Olive Garden in the movie, which I thought was super cheesy, I'll give it a 10 out of 10 too. So they're getting a 9.9 because Olive Garden sucks.
Hey, I like their shrimp.
Olive Garden sucks, bro. Like, who goes to Olive Garden? Like, when was the last time she went to Olive Garden?
Never, because I never seen it.
I honestly don't even know.
Exactly. She don't even know. She can't look at us and say, "Oh, I was at Olive Garden last month." Like,
No, but I was at Olive Garden. How old is Fat? 7 months. I was at Olive Garden about 7 months ago.
right. Okay, so Olive Garden got pregnant food. That's what we learned. She ain't been there since she been pregnant. Kid's like 2 years old now.
I don't be liking to go eat by myself. And to bring all 3 kids is expensive.
They do got the all you can eat there or something like that though. Pay like $12, you can just eat as much as you want. So that's pretty cool.
I want to post this on YouTube. What's your favorite movie?
It might go on, it might not. My favorite movie.
Oh, your favorite movie? I told you.
Why don't y'all guess what it is?
I can guess.
Detective Conan stuff.
Detective Conan.